Munson, Chief Investment Officer of Portfolio Wealth Advisors. Thank you both for being here today. I think this is an exciting time. We have the Fed, we have earnings, we have jobs, we have China trade. Give him a second. Lee, why don't you address the same question? Give me your market thought.
Well, I mean, a lot of this reminds me of .com back in 1999, and I know nobody likes to hear that, but we're at this place where we've got 6 U.S. companies really dominating the stock market, and that's great if you've been in that momentum trade. And I'm not necessarily digging on people that like momentum, but we're getting to the point where when you look at inflows into the market, it's going into one particular place, and that's large U.S. stocks. I mean, SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500, it's kind of like the only game in town in stocks right now for big major inflows. So what I'm looking at for my clients who are mostly baby boomers who are retired living off their assets, what are we going to do over the next 3 to 5 years to make money? So I just want to highlight some of the cheapest places. And I think that it's very interesting to find that the things that have done the worst over the past 10 years are at historic discounts. For instance, you've got value that is historically cheap, as in we haven't seen it this cheap since .com or 1939. And so I think if you're looking to buy something that's not the hot stock.
I'm going to get to Robert in a moment. Just quickly, Lee, you had a mention on value stocks. You had EFV. You're talking about that being a value. Just quickly tell us about that pick.
Well, basically what you want to do is, all bull markets are born out of extreme pessimism. And right now, Europe, I mean, is there any hope in Europe, right? It's populism with Boris. Everything is screwed up in Europe right now. So when you look at past periods, if you look at value, that tends to outperform. And especially, I want to have value in Europe, in Japan, where things look so grim. And if you look from that period from, say, 2000, meaning kind of like almost post.com up until 2007, international value did exceptionally well. And I think that we're going to get some rhyming in history. So basically, I'm looking towards Europe. I'm looking at the complete, death of sentiment. And then I want to find the very cheapest things in there where I can get a really good dividend yield that can hold me off while I'm going to make money over the next 3 to 5 years.